We have a lot of running around to do because we had to stop by the storage unit. You can see Lucas there. But in order to get into the storage unit, we needed our keys, which were at Lucas's shop in the truck. We all had to drive all the way into town, and then we had to drive all the way back, essentially, so that we could get into the storage unit. But slowly but surely, we are going to get all the things done today that we need to get done. What do you think, Stella? Did you get what we needed?
Yeah.
Alright, so what are we doing with this?
It does stuff.
It does stuff.
Lubricates things.
That's the technical terms, right?
I don't know. We'll show you later.
Okay. So remind me how long this is going to take?
1 hour.
1 hour? So that means it'll actually take...
2.
2.
At least 2.
Guess we'll see.
We don't need this room.
That's for later.
Got it. So we have a 5th wheel gooseneck turnover style. And then if you're not using it, you can store it. That way it doesn't stick up. But our 5th wheel is the turnover style 5th wheel, so it will go into here. So we take this out and store it. And essentially, that will basically sit there. So this is what will go into the hole. And all that.
Your towing adventure begins. Oh boy.
It's beginning. Fancier than I thought it was. It's got multiple heights, forwards, in front of the axle, behind the axle, and then height you can adjust it to. So we're gonna go highest setting it'll go. It has 3 positions: behind the axle, just in front of the axle, or like possibly 3 inches in front of the axle. We're gonna do just in front of the axle. And then once we get our trailer picked up, we'll have to adjust it from there if we need to. But that's where we're gonna start with it. These, I guess, and they go in the grooves of your bed. So depending on what groove they would go into is what you choose, but ours are going to end up going in these smaller ones, so they'll sit upside down in here. You just having it on.
Yeah.
We're just gonna get them snug on here, and then once it's set, officially set where it's gonna sit, we'll go and tighten them all back up because it seems like it could be all over the place yet. That's what we're gonna do. Alright, so you gotta figure out what position you want. It can be turned the other way, and then that will allow the base or the fifth wheel hitch to sit in front of the axle. I want mine to sit as close to center to it, or if anything, slightly in front of it. So recommends position 2. So that's where I'm gonna put mine. It's position 2. And then they just bolt in right from here. So once you figure out if you're gonna be in position 1, position 2, you do that, and then you'll tighten these 8 bolts, 4 on each side, and you don't have to get them super tight right away. There's an adjustment bolt right on the top for your locking pin, and basically you just gotta kind of, you screw it in until it's lined up down here in the slot. So you want it all to match up nicely. And you just kind of eyeball it. And that's just your locking adjustment. So, and then you put it back in. So once you get it back in, you still kind of got everything loose. Now you can go back in, you can lock your pin, which is underneath in your wheel well. You can lock that, and then you can go and tighten these up. All your little 7/16 bolts for the plastic slides. And then once you get that done, you can go back and retighten these completely. And you torque to 80 foot-pounds, that's the 4 on the side. And then you can tighten your adjustment nut to 60 foot-pounds of torque. And then when you're done, you'll just make sure this lines up and drops down on that once it's done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do all that. And then just make sure it's pushed all the way. Seaman?
Yep.
And that nut should be locked in. And then you go around, torque all these to 80 foot-pounds. After you do the 8 to 80 pounds, you do the locking on top to 60 pounds. And then you flip this over once you're done. And then if you ever want to take the hitch out, you have to loosen that back up. I didn't know that until now, but that's what you gotta do if you unloose it, because it secures it to the pin underneath. So. 6 pounds. And you just flip this over, and that just keeps it from loosening up, so that way it can't spin loose while it vibrates. And then your base is, it's not going anywhere. And then next will be to install these. And there's a whole lot of different variations, height, forward, back. I gotta try to figure out mine. I just wanna go as close to center as I can. And then I'm going all the way up until I get the rig, and then set it down, and then I can make sure the rig is riding level. So that's basically what we'll be doing now. We found our alignment for ours, what we want, which is gonna be just slightly in front of the axle. So we're gonna go with these far forward holes, and then all the way to the top. So it'll sit like that. And then it says bolts, and then a bolt plate. And then you wanna make sure the smooth side, I don't know if you can see in there, there's a smooth side and a non-smooth side, or the threads start right away. This side, they're like recessed in. You wanna make sure that's against the bolt plate. And then you just do all 8 of them the same way. We're just setting it on there. I still gotta completely tighten them, but we just wanna make sure that our tunnel cover will shut, because that's important to us. Just enough.
All right, so it fits, and we can still shut our tonneau cover.
Once you get to where you want them, height, width, front, back, you torque them to 110 foot-pounds, and that part of it's done. This is your leveling spring, which will keep the plate always tilted down level. So you gotta put it a 1/2 inch from the top of the spring to the bottom of the rubber. And then a 1/2 inch gap there, and that will be enough. And it just clips on. So 1/2 inch from here to there. That gap, 1/2 inch, and you'll be good to go.
How'd you finally get it on?
Beat it with a hammer.
Hammer?
I took the spring back off. I marked it, held it on there, I marked it, and then now I'll put the bolt back through the spring.
Yeah, that was not going on with the spring already on it.
No.
Not even a little bit. That's it?
Just about. The white lithium goes on the rubber parts. That way when it's on here it can swivel, tilt back and forth. So there's different forms of white lithium that you can get. You can get spray or whatever, but this is what I got. It's the only thing they had at the store. Just kind of smear it on. Might have been a bit much.
So 3 hours later.
Two-ish.
Two-ish.
No, it didn't take that long. I've never done before. I've never seen it done.
We didn't take the time to watch a YouTube video on this for all the things that we do binge watch.
We just winged it. And I would say if you're mechanically inclined and feel comfortable doing it, sure, go for it. It's not that bad. It's just a lot of weird odds and end things, but if you're not comfortable doing mechanic stuff, then just maybe let the dealer do it.